Assalamualaikum dear students. Today's talk of the day is imagine with all your mind, believe with all your heart, achieve with all your might. What does this statement mean? It means that when you go after your dream, you need to put your whole heart into it. Every step of the way, from the planning to the dreaming and up to the achieving, needs your efforts. If you are going to put your whole heart into it, only then you will be able to get the required results. Today, we are going to study the arrangement of electrons. We have discussed earlier in this unit that atom is the smallest particle of matter. An atom consists of three subatomic particles: proton that carries positive charge, neutron that is neutral, and electrons that carry negative charge. Here in this lecture, in today's discussion we are going to discuss in detail that what is the arrangement of electrons in in an atomic structure, in the structure of an atom. We can also call this arrangement of electrons as electronic configuration. Arrangement of electrons in an atom. As we already know that proton and neutrons, they are present in the nucleus in the center of the atom, and electrons that carry the negative charge, they are revolving around the nucleus in specific shells. The shells are also known as energy shells. The central structure of an atom is the nucleus. Here, for example, in this you can see the central structure of the atom is the nucleus, which contains protons and neutrons. This nucleus is surrounded by electrons. This nucleus is surrounded by electrons as the red color shows. Although these electrons all have the same charge and the same mass, each electron in an atom has a different amount of energy. So this is something new and interesting, that all the atoms, they are having the same charge, they have negative charge, they are of same size, but even then they are having different amount of energy. Electrons with the lowest energy are found closest to the nucleus, where the attractive force of the positively charged nucleus is the greatest. So this is to remember that all those electrons that have lowest energy, that have less energy, they will be found closest to the nucleus. So you can say this electron and this is having less energy, so it is found close to the nucleus as compared to this electron that is far away from the nucleus. When the energy of an atom is increased, for example, if you are going to heat any substance, the energy of the electrons inside the atom is also increased. That is to say, the electrons get excited. So you need to learn this, that whenever the energy of an atom is increased, the electrons get excited. They gain more energy and they're going to get excited. For the excited electron to go back to its original energy or ground state, it needs to release energy. One way an electron can release energy is by emitting light. It will be more helpful for you to think of this, like I am going to give you an example. If you are going up a flight of steps, like if you're going to step up the stairs, if you don't lift your foot enough, you will bump into the steps and be stuck on the ground level. You need to lift your foot to the height of the step to move on. The same goes for electrons and the amount of energy they have. This separating of electrons into energy units is called quantization of energy, because there are only certain quantities of energy that an electron can have in an atom. So we can also call it as quantum number of this. The electron arrangement of an atom is also called its electronic structure. So Here you can see the electronic structure of the sodium. The electron arrangement of an atom is also called its electronic structure. So here you can see the arrangement of sodium atom is shown. The electronic structure can also be stated as a series of number called the electron configuration. So you can say this is a structure, atomic structure of an atom. This is the arrangement of electrons of an atom, or you can say this is the electronic configuration. What is meant by electronic configuration? The electronic structure can also be stated as a series of numbers. And the important to note on is that here you can see that there are the presence of shells and electrons are evolving in the shells. Here you can see the first shell, the second shell, and the third shell. So all the electrons of the sodium, they are revolving in the shells. And as we have discussed earlier, the electrons that are closest to the nucleus, all the electrons that are close to the nucleus, they will be having more energy. They will be having less energy. And all the electrons that are far away from the electrons, they are having more energy. Why? Because they will get excited and they will be at the these shells that are away from the nucleus. Here you can see electrons are not evenly distributed, whether they are present in the layers or shells. We cannot say that electrons are present evenly distributed within the atom, but they are present in layers that are called as shells. The shells can also be called as energy levels. The arrangement of electrons in these shells is often called the electron configuration. So the arrangement of electrons in the shells is also known as electron configuration. We can also call it as electron configuration. We will start with a very simple way of showing the arrangement of electrons around an atom. Here, electrons are arranged in energy levels or shells around the nucleus of an atom. Electrons that are in the first energy level, that is also known as energy level 1, are closest to the nucleus and will have the lowest energy. So this is first shell, or you can that is close to the nucleus, or you can also call it as this is the first energy level. This is the energy level where the electrons are present that have the low energy. They are having the lowest energy. Electrons further away from the nucleus will have higher energy. An atom's electrons shell can accommodate two electrons where n is the energy level. In the first shell, they can accommodate only two electrons. In the second shell, it can accommodate eight electrons. So the important thing to note down here is that in the first shell, you are just going to add two electrons. It cannot accommodate more than two electrons in the first shell. So in all the atoms of all the elements, if there are more than one shell, in the first shell there are only two electrons. Whereas in the second shell there will be eight electrons, and in the third shell again there are eight electrons. Note that this diagram is not drawn to scale. The atom is mostly empty space. If the electron shells are the size shown, the nucleus would be too small to see. कि हमने ये सिर्फ देखने के लिए एक फिगर शो की है, otherwise nucleus इतना छोटा होता है कि we cannot see the nucleus, and we can just see that electrons are moving very fast, and even we are going to see the electron cloud over here. So we are going to discuss how are electrons arranged. Electrons are not evenly distributed. They exist in layers known as shells. So here you can see first shell, second shell, third shell, fourth shell. All the electrons, it is dependent on the number of the electrons that the element is having, how many shells. For example, for hydrogen, only one shell is enough because hydrogen is having less number of electrons, and for any atom that is having more number of electrons, there will be more shells will be added to it. They exist in layers known as shells. The arrangement of electrons in these shells is often called the electron configuration. We are going to call it as the electron configuration. Here you can see the structure of the potassium, and potassium में देखें आप कि just count the number of electrons it is having 19 electrons. So in potassium, we are going to arrange 2 electrons in the first shell, and here you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 electrons in the second shell. Again, we are going to count in the third shell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Again, we can accommodate 8 electrons in the third shell, and in this way, as the 19 electrons are present in the potassium, so here you can count 2, 8 plus 8. 18 electrons are accommodated in the first three shells, but potassium is having 19 electrons, so the leftover electron, the last electron, is present in this fourth shell. So here you can see for potassium there are four shells: first shell, second shell, third shell, and fourth shell. In the first shell there are 2 electrons. In the second there are 8, because we can accommodate 8 electrons in the second shell. In the third there are 8, and in the fourth only 1 electron is there, because only 1 electron is left to arrange. In case of calcium, you can see it is having 20 electron in its outer shells. So how we are going to arrange? As we already know that in the first shell we can accommodate 2 electrons. In the second shell we can accommodate 8 electrons. In the third we can accommodate 8. So if we are going to count them, it will become 18 electrons. But as calcium is having 20 electrons, so the rest of the 2 electrons will be arranged in the fourth shell. In your this grade 7, mostly you will be doing the electronic configuration of all those elements that are having that 4 shells will be enough to accommodate these electrons. So but the important thing that you need to remember is that whenever you are going to arrange whenever you are going to do the electronic configuration, you will place 2 electrons in the first shell, 8 in the second, 8 in the third, and then the rest which are left, they will be placed in the last one. So and we're going to and they will not be, definitely they will not be more than 8. If they are up to 8, they will be in the fourth shell. Here you can see lithium. Lithium carries 3 electrons. So here you will see, as we know that in the first shell we can arrange 2. So we are going to place 2 electrons in the first shell, and in the second shell, as there is only 1 that is left, so here it will be 1 more electron, 1 left, it will be in the second shell. So lithium atomic number is 3. Atomic number means the number of protons, and in case of an atom, the number of protons is exactly the same as the number of the electrons. So if lithium is having 3 protons in its nucleus, it will be having 3 electrons in its outer shell. So if you know the atomic number of the elements, as we have discussed in the previous lectures, it is better for you to remember at least first 20 elements and their atomic numbers. If you know the atomic number, it will become very much easier for you if there comes a question in your exams that do the electronic configuration of the lithium, or show the arrangement of electrons in lithium. So if you know that lithium's atomic number is 3, it means that it is having 3 protons and it is having 3 electrons outside the nucleus. So how you are going to arrange them? You are going to place 2 electrons in the first shell, and then the 1 electron that will be left, it will be in the second shell. Here you can see for helium, the electronic configuration of the helium. Uh, we can also name the shells, like here the first shell is known as K shell, the second shell is known as L, M. So this is the way to write, but we mostly start from writing it from K. Okay, the first shell is known as K shell, and second is known as L, then M. So we can also name the shells, and you are supposed to note remember this thing, that all the atoms that are placed in all the electrons that are placed in the first shell, they will be having less energy, and the atoms that are present in the higher shells, they will be having more energy. So here you can see this is the first orbital, this is the first shell, it is also known as K shell. Here the structure of helium, the electronic configuration of the helium is shown, and you can see that there are 2 electrons present in the outermost shell of the helium, because helium atomic number is 2, so it is having 2 proton in the nucleus and it is having 2 electrons in the first orbital. So here we only need 1 orbital because we have to arrange helium 2 electrons into the shell. Here in this slide you can see some of the important, or some of the first one elements of the periodic table, and you will see the arrangement of the electrons. For example, here for our hydrogen we have written 1. It means that it is having 1 electron, and here you can see only 1 shell is required and 1 electron is arranged in the first shell, that is also known as K shell. For helium it is 2, and we are going to arrange, here you can see in the first shell we will arrange 2 electrons. For lithium as 2 1, this is not 2.1, this is 2 1, matlab 2 plus 1 3. As lithium atomic number is 3, it is having 3 proton in the nucleus, so it is also having 3 electrons. So how we are going to arrange? Yes, I have already mentioned that in the first shell we can only arrange 2 electrons. So here you can see the first shell, and we have arranged 2 electrons in the first shell. Here this is the second shell, and the second shell, as two we have arranged the 2, so 1 is left. So where we are going to place this 1, the third electron, in the second shell. So electronic configuration we can write it like this: 2 1. Like in the first shell we have 2, and in the second shell we have 1. First shell is known as K shell and the second shell is known as L shell. Here for beryllium, as it is having, you can count 1 2 3 4 4 electrons, so we can only accommodate 2 electrons in the first shell. So we are going to accommodate 2 electrons in the first shell, and then the leftover 2 electrons will be arranged in the second shell. For boron we have 5, so for 5 in the first shell we are going to put only 2, and 3 will be in the second shell. And we are going to for example, here you can see in neon. Again, neon have 10 electrons. If it is having 10 electrons, yes, in the first shell, that is known as K shell, that is near to the nucleus, we can put, or we can arrange 2 atoms, 2 electrons, and then there are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 8 electrons will be arranged in the second shell. We are going to arrange 8 electrons in the second shell, so it will become complete. No, its first shell is complete. That first shell will get complete when it is having 2. Here you can say in hydrogen the first shell is not complete. Why? Because the first shell is considered as complete when it is having 2 electrons. And here for helium, for lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, the second shell is not complete. Why? Because second shell can accommodate up to 8 electrons into it, so it will get complete when it is having 8 electrons. Here in case of sodium, you will see that it have atomic number 11, so it means that it has 11 electrons to be arranged. So in the first shell we are going to arrange 2 electrons. In the second shell, as we know, 8 electrons can be arranged, so it will become 8 plus 2 10. 1 electron is still left to be arranged, so where we are going to place it, it will be placed in the third shell. So I think so now it will become quite easier for you to understand that in the first shell only 2 electrons can be accommodated. In the second shell only 2 electrons can only 8 electrons can be accommodated, and here you can see in the third shell we can accommodate up to 8 electrons. So whenever, here the atomic number of argon is 18, so first shell is complete with 2, second shell is complete with 8, and third shell is complete with 8. But for case, in case of potassium, that is having 21 number of electrons, so how we are going to arrange it? In the first we will accommodate 2, in the second we can accommodate 8, in the third we can accommodate 8, and in the fourth one we can only arrange 1 electron. So 1 is extra, so we are going to arrange in the fourth shell. Here for calcium, 2 are extra, so we are going to put it in the fourth shell. So this is how we are going to arrange our electrons in an atom. So this is very important. Why? Because here it's only feeling like a game to arrange the atoms, but when you are going to do in your higher grades, you are going to study, that it is very important to note down their valency shells and their uh, how they are arranged, how different atoms are arranged, and what is the importance of the arrangement of these atoms over here. So I think so it will be clear to you all.